house. We're gonna do a little ASMR. You look so beautiful right now. So beautiful that you're bringing tears to my eyes. Look at my eyes. And scene. Thank you. Scallywag for leaving my friend and going home after I asked her not to sleep with my boyfriend's roommate. Okay, so not your boyfriend. At least there's that. But let's keep reading. My 20s female friend, Vanessa, 21 female, came to visit my college for her 21st birthday this fall. I wanted to surprise her for her birthday, but I am the only one out of our friend group who is over the age of 21. Got what you mean, okay. I got a bunch of my school friends together at my boyfriend's house, and we all went out and celebrated her and bought her drinks for her birthday. Is she turning 21? I'm gonna assume she's turning 21. There were probably around 20 people. I was so excited to celebrate her, but before we left my apartment, I asked her not to sleep with my boyfriend's roommate, Alex. My other friend, Haley, liked Alex. And I knew it would make things awkward between her and I if Vanessa pursued him. I told Vanessa this. Okay, Vanessa, she's a messy bitch. For context, Vanessa has slept with one of my past situationships shortly after I had seen him, and with my sister's ex-boyfriend. Oh, she's messy. I wasn't confident that she wouldn't pursue him unless I asked her because she is single and Alex is conveniently attractive. Oh, not conveniently attractive. Conventionally and conveniently attractive, I guess. Alex is also the only single guy in the house. Oh, she's just like this. She's like, spotted. After we went back to my boyfriend's house for an after party, my boyfriend, his roommates, Vanessa, Haley, and I were all there. I could tell that Vanessa was flirting with Alex, and I was watching Haley while this was happening. I briefly pulled Vanessa aside and asked her again not to sleep with him. She replied, "But he's so cute, and I'm not going to date him, so why does it matter?" She's so messy. But also, I don't know. It's just, she's clearly a shitty friend, but it's like, I feel like you telling Vanessa not to do it, knowing Vanessa, as I've only known her for about 2 seconds now, but knowing her, she's gonna do what she's not supposed to do, okay? I knew she had a lot to drink, and it was getting close to 4 a.m. To top things off, I was not feeling well and wasn't even planning to stay at my boyfriend's. I gave my friend a 30-minute warning, and Haley had already left at this point. So it was just us and my boyfriend's household left. I then told my friend that it was time to go and I needed to go home. She said, "Okay, I need to go get my phone. It's charging." It was charging in Alex's room. They both went upstairs and never came back down. Oh, crap. Maybe they're like sharing like ghost stories. Probably not. One of their other roommates was blocking the stairway, so I started calling her name. I waited around another 30 minutes or so to see if she would come down. I then called her phone multiple times, trying to reach her before I gave up and texted her that I was leaving and walked the 10 minutes back to my apartment by myself. She texted me back later that she was ready to come back, but I felt really sick and didn't want to get out of bed to let her into the building. I may be the asshole here, but I told her to just stay there and I would get her in the morning. No matter what's happening with a friend, if they're being shitty, all this, I'm not gonna leave them out at a dude's house. I mean, I know it's her boyfriend, this girl's boyfriend's house, so she like knows that she's probably safe, but I'm gonna open that door. No matter what, you know what I mean? So a little bit of an asshole there, I think. I walked back over to my boyfriend's at 9 a.m. the next day and let her know that I was there. She didn't come down from his room until 2 p.m. I was really upset and frustrated, but decided to ignore it since it was her birthday and we were celebrating her again that night. Oh, it was her birthday. You didn't let her back in the house, dude? I even covered for her when her dad texted asking where she was, and I told him we were at my place and she was sleeping. A few days later, I ended up in the hospital for a week due to my illness. Okay, you get a pass. Sorry, you gotta pass. I had to spend Thanksgiving in a hospital bed. Oh, that sucks. I went back to school after and thought nothing more of the situation, but now it's February and Vanessa hasn't texted me back since, and now I am starting to worry. In our group chats, everyone answers me except for her. Is what I did really enough for her to ignore me in this way? In the end, I don't care that she slept with him. I wouldn't have left Vanessa there if it wasn't my boyfriend's house. That's what I was thinking. And I wasn't so close with all of his friends, but I was in so much pain and trust pissed at them. I didn't even realize that that was going to be the issue for some reason. I thought more was going to happen and that was going to blow up. But the title is You Left Her. I thought you meant like in general, but you just meant for the night. I don't even know if I need more context. Like, what were you sick with? What did you, like, I feel like you were probably sick enough where you literally just couldn't get out of bed and you felt like she was safe but this is really hard because I don't really know, like, you're probably pissed at her, you're not feeling well, and she is definitely like not being a good friend at all. So the motivation to let her in is not there for you, which I totally understand. My biggest thing is just like safety for the girl and everything, but I mean, I don't know. It seems like she was in a very safe situation and you were teaching her a bit of a lesson, it seemed. And she's messy. She's messy. You know, she's messy, and, you know, I've had messy people in my life, and I can't deal with it. So, you know, you gotta like cut those people off. Commenter said, so she slept with your sister's ex-boyfriend and a guy you dealt with and were still her friend? Oh, I see. And we're still her friend? Lol. That's kind of what I'm saying. OP said, my sister did not care. Why should I have? Another commenter said, you don't have to care that she slept with y'all's situations, or ships, or exes, but it shows Vanessa's character and it's a matter of principle. Take it from someone who is much older than you and have seen this a time or two. I've seen it too. Gets old pretty quick. People like her are always in secret competition with others. Sounds like she's probably like that. They like to poach spouses and exes for sport. They do it so they can prove to themselves that they are better than the other person. In this case, you and your sister, I would bet money she asked the exes if she was better in bed. Oh man, that's like brutal. Not just you and your sister, but also your other friend, right? Because she liked him. So that's three. She's selfish, she's self-centered, manipulative, disrespectful, dishonest, jealous, male-centered, and an asshole. Damn, Reddit does not hold back. And they're not totally wrong, I don't think. You know, you could be like a bunch of consenting adults and all that kind of stuff, but the principle does matter. It should matter. You know, that should be in the back of your mind, like, oh, she's like this. Am I actually okay with this? Vanessa might just need a few more years to realize that she needs to just be confident in herself, and she doesn't need to one up, and I think she finds maybe some value in being wanted by these people, and I think she'll figure that out later in life. So I feel a little bad for her, because she's gonna lose a lot of people around her because of this, for sure. But I feel more bad for our OP here, who's just not realizing it. Hopefully she does realize it. We have an update, so we shall see. Just want to clear things up before I get into my update. One, I've known Vanessa my entire life. We grew up down the street from each other. She's in my direct friend group, so for everyone calling me an idiot for not keeping my boundaries, it's hard to cut out a friend who you've known for so long. Now, onto the update. I really understand that. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard to cut that person out because you've known them so long. Anyway, on Friday, Vanessa visited my sister out of state. Vanessa's always dodgy with texts, so I thought maybe she was just busy with school. But when I saw that she visited my sister hours away, when I'm in the same state as her, I knew it was more than that. I texted my sister when I knew that Vanessa left and asked her if she knew why Vanessa was ignoring me. She said she did and asked if I was free to call. The first thing my sister said to me on the phone was, I would never ever leave my friend at a house full of guys by herself without telling her. All the shitty stuff Vanessa did aside, I do agree. Although, I don't know what kind of sickness OP had, but I in general agree with that. I was confused and asked what she was talking about. My sister and I had a long conversation and she told me that Vanessa said that I left her at a house without saying anything. She seemed disgusted by this. Roll it back. You did say that you were leaving and she chose to stay, or like to ignore you, and you texted her and she ignored you. So I'm gonna give you that. Like, you said something, you said you're leaving, you're not waiting, you're not feeling well. So this is really hard. It's like, you know, here, like, principle, always, you know, be a girl's girl and make sure they're safe. But then you can only lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink it. You know what I mean? She also told me that Vanessa wanted to talk to me about the situation, but then I ended up in the hospital, so she never did. Sounds like a Vanessa problem. Okay. I was furious and sent my sister screenshots, good, of our texts and our call log with timestamps. I told her exactly what happened and explained the texts. I asked her who else she told this to, and turns out our entire friend group thinks that I just left without saying anything. I was in tears just thinking about how my sister and closest friend have thought these things about my character for months at this point. I'm on your side, by the way. I'm not on Vanessa's side at all, in any way, shape, or form, by the way. I'm just like, you know, safety, mama bearing, mode right now, but this is a very frustrating type of friend to have, where it's like victim complex. They don't care about what you think. They do whatever they want, and anything that makes them look better, they will do, right? Even if it's sleeping with somebody you've already been with. Very selfish person, Vanessa is, and this is just very shitty. My sister believes me after seeing the text and apologized for not asking me about the situation. I still haven't talked to Vanessa, but I don't think I really need to after hearing what she told everyone. Exactly. Blessing in disguise. I will definitely be keeping my distance from now on and only seeing her when our friend group gets together. I also plan on telling the group of friends with the screenshots. Yes, put it in the group chat. I don't know why she did this, but some comments definitely shed some light. Other than that, I know who the people in my life are that actually care about me. Thank you for everyone's comments. They helped motivate me to talk to my sister and realize the truth about Vanessa. To those calling us immature, we're 21 and our brains aren't fully developed. That's a big difference between this happening at 21 versus 26. To those saying, everybody's the asshole, I appreciate your thoughts and agree with many. And to those who defended me or had my back, thank you for not making me feel crazy. Yeah, I'm kind of like all over the place. I don't think you are an asshole. I think you did all the steps, and like the only other thing you could have done is run up the stairs, bust through the door, but like you know what they're doing, so that's a whole other thing that would have made you look like an asshole. So I am under the guise that you are not an asshole. And Vanessa made her bed. She made her bed, messed it up with some other guys, but she made her bed. And you gotta let her lay in it, you know? Yeah, and people are pretty brutal in these comments. I read a couple after right now, and it's people are just like, you're an idiot for not thinking that she'd do this again, and like that she wouldn't lie about this. It's like, go easy on her, you know? We don't necessarily have this person in our life, but we all go through these life lessons, and it's tough, and it doesn't help when people, I mean, you put it on the internet, so like, what do you expect? But you know, it doesn't help to be like, you're an idiot. How did you not know that? When you're in it, you're not really aware of it. And when it's somebody you grew up with, you expect the best from them and you want to give them the benefit of the doubt. And sometimes it takes something like this to actually realize it. So I'm glad she realized it. And, you know, hopefully Vanessa realizes she needs to just, you know, go on some sort of straight and narrow. You know, it can have a couple turns here and there, but like, she needs to focus on herself a little bit, I think. Maybe reflect, look into a mirror and ask herself, who am I? You know, I do that sometimes. Who are you? Am I the scallywag for telling my sister-in-law I won't be going out to eat with her family again if her husband and youngest are going too? Interesting that it's husband and I guess her youngest kid or something? We'll see. Let me start off with, I have a great relationship with my sister-in-law and her older kids, 18 and 16. Thought I had a great relationship with husband, 46, and youngest, 13, until last night's dinner. We went to a nicer Italian restaurant and I was completely embarrassed and furious with the way they acted. Husband was complaining about everything from where we had to park, why we had to wait when we had a reservation, which he made us late for by taking his sweet time getting ready, to the prices and menu options. We get apps, enough for everyone to have at least 2 of each. He grabs half of all of them because he couldn't wait to eat, then complains about whatever he can with the food. This guy sounds exhausting. 13-year-old is wearing pajama pants and a tore-up hoodie because dad said it was fine. It wasn't, but they still sat us. Waiter comes to take our order. Husband orders some crazy modified pizza and bitched when they charged accordingly. 13-year-old couldn't order for themselves. I don't know why, but whatever. Me and sister-in-law have both worked in restaurants for years, and this is part of what made me want to leave. Husband has both earbuds in, watching anime at the table, and shakes his empty Mountain Dew glass at the waiter. Then laughs about how he didn't have to even say anything to get a refill. We don't like this man. We don't like this man. I would have left and gave the waiter a fat tip. Check comes, and one of the apps I was paying for was on their bill. Easy fix, but husband yells, "How hard is it to do it right the first time?" That's when I almost lost it and just followed the waiter to the POS. What is the POS is piece... To me, that's piece of shit, but I don't think that is. And paid for me and the 2 oldest food. Said bye to sister-in-law and 2 oldest and left. She later called me and asked if they did something wrong, so I laid it... How does she not know that? Dude, what? So I laid it out about how embarrassing her husband and youngest were. I was told that no one else has a problem with them, then get a call from mother-in-law thanking me for being the only other person to call at least the husband out for his shit. So am I the scallywag, or was I right to be embarrassed and pissed off? This is my wife's sister's family. My wife passed in 22. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You're not remotely the scallywag. I think you handled that very well. These people, I don't understand how these people exist. It doesn't compute in my brain. Like I would rather butt scooch on hot coals than be even a little bit rude to a waiter. Like to do this, you have headphones on watching Death Note and just waving your dumb fucking Mountain Dew thing. Like, are you kidding me? Comment says, I would never be seen in him with public again. Not the asshole 46-year-old with earbuds watching anime at a nicer Italian restaurant and acting that way. He's a child. Yeah, and you know what? In terms of the younger kid, the 13-year-old, who raised him? You know, I wouldn't be mad at him necessarily because look who raised him. Look at Daddy-O over there in the corner with drool coming out of his mouth, watching fucking Berserk. You know, it's hard to be mad at a kid that's raised by people that clearly don't care about how other people are living their lives. But whatever, you know, I don't blame you for not wanting to be around them anymore. And it's frustrating for your sister to not realize that either. It's just like, I don't want to hang out with you guys in public because this is embarrassing. And you can't act this way. And you called them out and that's all you can do. Fuck them, you know? Fuck them. Oh, it's your sister-in-law. Oh, I see. Yeah, because your wife passed, so that's her sister. Got it. So it's technically, like, you literally don't owe them anything. Like, you're just like, you were just being a good person. Like, obviously, it's your family still, but that sucks. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you guys have any nightmare restaurant stories? I know you do. I have a lot. But let me know. We'll read one more. Am I the scallywag for calling out my best friend for stealing from me? Oh my God, what'd she steal? Or what did he steal? I, 34 female, hosted my best friend, 32 female, for a week recently. We've been friends for over 10 years. I've lived across the country for the last 6. Context, I have a blazer with beaded tassels that she loves. Not that it matters, but it was $300. That matters. That is an expensive blazer. She has asked me for it several times over the past 2 years. Like, don't you just want to give it to me already? It's more my style and you never wear it. Like, there's being joking, and then there's like, no, there's a reason I spent $300 on it. Because I like it, Chelsea. To which I always laugh it off and say, I love that blazer. When she was visiting, she asked again if she could just have it. And I laughed and said, no, I don't want to give it away, but you're welcome to wear it to dinner. Nice little friend thing to do. Okay, love that. Her flight was early Thursday morning. We hugged goodbye, but I was asleep and only heard her make coffee and get ready before leaving. 2 days later, I'm getting dressed and just have this feeling. I look for the blazer in my closet. It is not where it normally is. I look everywhere, including my dirty laundry, because surely she didn't take it. I texted her asking if she knew where it was. Maybe she wore it to dinner and left it in my car and I forgot. No, she took it. She said she was cold and running late for her Uber and that it was the only thing was sure would fit her. This girl is gonna be on fire. We have been sharing clothes for over a decade. Everything I own fits her and she knows it. Beyond that, this blazer was in the back of my closet. She had to go past 10 oversized sweaters and hoodies to get to it. And my oversized hoodie that she had worn the night before was on the couch next to the door. We already know she's lying, you know? As soon as she said that, we know she's lying. I've always been very generous with my stuff. In fact, I gave her a few things from Reformation this trip because I don't wear them and she liked them. I truly feel like since I said no to this, she decided to just take it because she wanted it. She stole it. She committed a crime, actually. So I responded with, WTF, question mark, question mark. She made the same excuses again and then just said she'd mail it back next week. I called bullshit for all the reasons I stated above and told her that's weirdo behavior and I'm pissed. I told her to mail it back and that I need space. Good for you. Am I the a-hole for being mad about this? Is it crazy to like not even want to be close friends anymore, whether she mails the blazer back or not? No, you're not even a little bit the scallywag or asshole. I have no words. Like, that is, this reminds me of the first story that we talked about. Like, just a self-serving, doesn't care about what anybody else is feeling, just all about me type of person. And it's just exhausting. It is as if you are talking to a little child, being like, don't take this. Please don't take this. I really like it. And she's like, but I like it. And you're like, don't don't take it. Vanessa, you know, we got another Vanessa on our hands. And she's like, but I want it. And then you're like, don't take it. And you turn your back and she takes it and flies across the fucking country. It sounds like she's just really good at taking advantage of you. And this is the breaking point for you, I think. So I say drop her off, you know, drop her off at the train station. Yellowstone people being like, oh, the train station. Just kidding. Comments say, quote, I called bullshit for all the reasons I stated above and told her that's weirder behavior and I'm pissed. I told her to mail it back and that I need space, unquote. I would have waited until after she mailed it back to say those things. She's a sneak and a thief and I wouldn't want to be friends with someone like that. Yeah, I understand what you're saying, like just so you get the jacket back or the blazer back, but like, I don't know, why dance? Why dance with the devil? Just call her out. It's a blazer, and honestly, you could actually report it being stolen. So I know that wouldn't get it back necessarily, but I don't know. I just think there's bigger fish to fry. Yeah, that's a good point. I was just so mad and couldn't believe the insane excuse she went with. Like, who gets on a flight at 6 a.m. and thinks, huh, you know what would be a warm and comfy? A blazer that makes noise every time you move. I'd love for it back, but that won't fix how this made me feel. Seems like after almost 13 years of friendship, she decided it was worth only $300. Exactly. And $300 is a lot for a blazer. So I get like wanting it back. Obviously, I'd want you to get it back, but I just don't blame her for saying what she did, because this bitch needs to be called out. Vanessa 2.0 needed to be called out. Not the asshole. How is she your best friend? I don't understand the friendship people describe on here. This isn't how a friend acts. She sounds like an acquaintance. OP says, well, this is the first time she's done something like this. So I feel like not, though. In the way of stealing it, sure. But I feel like this isn't a new behavior. She's gotten stuff that she's asked for in the past, and you said no so many times, and she's like, you know what? I don't really care. I'm just gonna do this because I always get what I want, and now I'm just gonna get what I want. I don't have time for those people in my life. Okay, and neither do you. Another comment says, I mean-ish. She asked you for it repeatedly after you said no a bunch of times, so this is not the first time she refused to take your no as a final answer. What was her reaction when you called bullshit? OP said valid. She doubled down and said she was cold and sleepy and confused, and said she'd mail it back when she got settled, so like 3 years from now. The whole thing is sus, but I think me having to discover that it was missing really tipped me off. Yeah, and the fact that she didn't say anything or like leave a note or anything like that. People talked about legal action, and OP said, I love the passion, but I'm not taking legal action over this. It's just disappointing. I call bullshit. Told her how it made me feel, and now I'm just gonna wait and see. But again, I don't think even getting the blazer back would change how this whole thing made me feel. No, for sure. Oh, we got the blazer in question? I would never gatekeep. Oh my god, yes. Oh, that is beautiful. That's stunning. Oh my god. Drop that bitch. That's a nice blazer. I'm not a blazer person. I'd wear the shit out of that blazer. Look at the fit. Look at how it fits. Oh, I like the top under this too. That is a fit in and of itself. Are you kidding me? And the little tassels? Ugh, I'm even more mad. She says, I just asked for the tracking number. She hasn't sent anything yet. We haven't spoken since Saturday. And then 40 minutes after that, it says, okay guys, she just read my text asking for tracking. Oh my god, and then we have a little mini update the next day. We love this OP. Okay, next update, fam. She texted, said she hears me and apologized for making me feel used, and that it wasn't her intention, and said the blazer has been mailed and that it should arrive on February 20th. No tracking, but I feel it's good news, and it was a thoughtful text. What say you? Say I say, you know, if she's sending it back, she's sending you a thoughtful text. Take it or leave it. Basically, it's up to you. I mean, you guys have been friends for a decade. I'm not going to say drop her, even though I already said drop her like 12 times. But you know, that's easy to say on the outside looking in. I don't know. I would get some space. Luckily, you guys live countries apart, and maybe it's just a friend you see from time to time. Maybe just lock your closet next time she comes to visit. I don't know. But we have another update. Woo! Guess we've all experienced something close to this one. Thanks for all the validation and advice. I felt kind of nuts about it, and support really helped. Okay, so she sent it back. Blazer arrived on Friday, as promised. I sent a text saying thanks and that I hope she's doing good. No response. Well, there you go. It's written on the wall. It's carved in stone. She's bitter, and she's not a good friend. These just aren't people you need in your life, you know? I waited a few days to update the Reddit fam because, to be honest, I was hoping it would have a better outcome. I don't know, maybe even a fake exchange of niceties, but nope. No response. Oh well, that's all I got, folks. Oh, there you go. Sometimes the world is just like, here's the answer on a silver platter, okay, with a cherry on top. And the cherry on top is the no response. So, bye. Disappointing. Disappointing. At least you got your blazer back. Go out and celebrate. Go out and celebrate by yourself, you know? That's what I say. What do you guys think? What would you guys do? Decade-long friendship, but you know, not your friend, but like just in this scenario, I'm so curious. Maybe I'm just overreacting. I don't know. I'm in a room alone. I have no one to talk to except myself in 2 different angles, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna go. I'll see you in the next one.